Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. AEW doing a special called Friday Night Dynamite, and what news and surprises it was. The Young Bucks set to defend the Tag Team Championships against Private Party, but Private Party does not win. They have to split up. We'll get that. Plus, Orange Cassidy live. What Orange Cassidy has to say about what's going on with the BBC and the takeover they're trying to do in AEW. Plus, Camille, the Brick House, takes on Chris Stanley after these two Amazonian women want to battle each other and beat each other to pieces. We'll talk about that. Plus, Hangman Page, we'll hear from the Hangman and what's going on with him and Switchblade Jay White. And Adam Cole takes on Buddy Matthews in the opening match of Dynamite. Plus, the main event, Swerve Strickland takes on Shelton Benjamin. He's been on a winning way. Can Shelton continue his momentum? We'll talk about it as the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kid the Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is king. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing right here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And what a Pro Wrestling Show we have for you tonight. So, let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now. All right, let's get things started. All right, get things started. Can we get things started, please? Turn the music off. All right, we're gonna get things started with this. A lot of matches on Dynamite tonight. We're gonna kick things off with this. Orange Cassidy is saying that he's live and he wants to make it seem like that he wants to be next in line for a shot at the AEW championship. Orange Cassidy made his plea at the last week after him and a couple other friends were trying to get themselves over. But Orange Cassidy he just wasn't coming. Orange Cassidy won a match against John Moxley. He'll get the match at Full Gear, one-on-one. These two men will meet one-on-one at Full Gear when John Moxley is set to defend the championship against Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy win the championship. It's going to be a tall stretch for him to do. But Orange Cassidy maybe had to rally around the troops in order to get something done that Orange Cassidy is looking for. But he put out the challenge that he's going to be set to challenge Moxley for the championship at Full Gear. And Orange Cassidy going to really have to have his be on his game cube with Moxley. We'll tell you a little bit later what Moxley and the rest of them are going to be doing coming up a little bit later on the show and what they did coming up. We get to this. We get to this. Adam Cole went against Buddy Matthews one-on-one. Adam Cole looking to get some wins, and he wants to get some wins all right against Buddy Matthews. Adam Cole did so tonight, taking it to Buddy Matthews, but Malachi Black came out of nowhere. To do. Malachi came out there. Malachi probably next in line to challenge Adam Cole one-on-one for a shot against MJF. Then you gotta win some matches. I don't know, MJF will be coming out. But Adam Cole looks like he's prime, he's ready to get some matches going. I think that's what Adam Cole has to do. Adam Cole setting his sights on winning a match. Adam Cole getting himself ready. So we'll see if Cole can pick up some wins, even to the point that Roger Strong said that he wants a shot at Adam Cole as well, too. So a lot of people coming at MJF one way or another. So MJF is gonna be gonna really have to step his game up and stuff. Not MJF, but M Cole, because you got your tag team partner. They all want to be part of this match and stuff heading forward and stuff like that. So there could be another match and possibilities down the road for Adam Cole and his friends. We don't know if they're gonna turn on or not. We don't know how it's gonna go. We have to wait and see how this gonna be. Well, speaking of that, we heard from Heyman M Page. M Page tonight. Looking for M Page saying crazy stuff, crazy sayings. He want to get his hands on Switchblade Jay White, costing Switchblade his match and stuff. So Adam Page looking to get his hands on Jay White somewhere down the road. We can tell it's going to happen sooner rather than later between these two. These two going to really beat the holy crap out of each other. Um, Adam Page, the Heyman, looking forward to that. But another interesting note was Mark Davis, I think. What's his name? He came out of nowhere. He doesn't like that Kyle Fletcher has aligned himself with Don Callis. Kyle Fletcher shaved his head. And today, Kyle Fletcher trying to get something going before Will Ospreay comes back. After Will Ospreay, hey, got the trail. Kyle Fletcher 2 weeks ago. And then Fletcher shaved his head off, trying to shave off his skin. And Kyle Fletcher trying to do, and Kyle Fletcher trying to do the same and stuff. And however that going to go down and stuff. So Kyle Fletcher could be looking at his next opponent, Mark Davis, down the road. Speaking of another thing, we see Daniel Garcia probably will feud with Jack Perry. That feud for the TNT Championship. Dan Garcia wants to be next in line, and Garcia wants to do so. And Garcia has to do what he needs to do to and issue the threat to Jack Perry that he's gonna get him one way or another. These two gonna really take each other's head apart. We'll see that boil over and fast forward. We'll see. Well, speaking of that, the Brickhouse Camille with Mercedes Monet against Chris Sandline. Chris Sandline, I don't know what she's gonna do. She was healed in a minute, and now she's face. They really don't know what to do with Chris Sandline. They just kind of should have just had a storyline excuse like Salt Monster said. But we see that Chris Sandline may be next in line to take down Mercedes Monet. She'll get a shot probably at Full Gear against Monet. Mercedes Monet had the last laugh after Camille beat her. And you see right here, Mercedes Monet holding the TBS Championship belt around that she's gonna be leaving Full Gear with the championship in tow. And you see right here, Chris Stanley laying down in defeat by the hands of Mercedes Monet and her diesel bodyguard, um, Camille. And then Camille trying to make that statement. And that's what I think that's what Camille's trying to do and how forward and stuff. We'll see. Um, we'll see how that's going to go down as well. Well, we get to this. We get to these one of these two main events. The Young Bucks set to defend the tag team championships against Private Party. The stipulation was Private Party lose, they split up. Well, Private Party put that effort that if they can't win the tag team championship, they'll leave. They put up a tremendous effort, but at the end, it was near fall to near fall. Private Party finally win the AEW tag team titles away from the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks were shocked, surprised. They kept trying to fight it out throughout. Just wasn't enough. Young Bucks decided that they were the Power Part was the better team, and the Young Bucks decided they was going to quit AEW and leave. And the Young Bucks with this, I guess, just fooling themselves being executive vice president, saying they're going to work at home rather than coming and try to do what they need to do. I think they're just trying to write them off the storyline wise and see what's going to go down the road. But the Young Bucks left, but the chaos ensued when the Bucks left Brandon, their Victor, and left him out in the wolves with the BCC. The BCC attacked Brandon and used a nail to hit the nail right there to cause, mayhem right there, doing what they need to do. Brandon didn't see it coming. But the BCC even had got a hold of Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels had watched. They did what they needed to do to Christopher Daniels. And Daniels watched as Brandon had got obliterated. But the BCC taking on the whole AEW locker room. It's like the enemy within, like or former a current presidential candidate like to say. But they did. They want to be the enemies within, and even try to use Willa Eula as a sacrifice. Willa Eula was just that a bait to bait them to do the these to get somebody out there to do. Until Darby Allin came out there and attacked. I'm still trying to figure who's going to be world champion, who Mox is going to lose the championship to, the Darby or Orange Cassidy. Just have to wait and see and who's strong enough to take the championship away. But you can tell one of these two, uh, the BVC and the A team AW, this is far from over. And it came far from over. But we saw the matchup right here. The main event of the evening was Swerve Strickland taking on Shelton Benjamin. Swerve versus Shelton Benjamin. Shelton on a impressive win streak. Swerve returning back to action since that wild cage match against Heyman and Adam Page. Swerve back. Swerve did try to do all he could and muster. Swerve won his match tonight, and Swerve was victorious over Shelton Benjamin. But the surprise of the night was this. Bobby Lashley is all elite wrestling. Bobby Lashley made his AEW debut tonight. Bobby Lashley, I told y'all a couple of weeks ago he was coming, and he did come, and he did show out. Bobby Lashley was going to come, and he did, and he came and destroyed Swerve Strickland. Made an example of Swerve. I think Swerve going to really have to get somewhere with what's going on with him. I think Swerve just didn't know what hit him. And Swerve got attacked and behind MVP attacked Prince Nana, Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and we call it the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business, the reformation of the Hurt Business is back. They probably gonna call it the Hurt Syndicate, but I'm gonna call them the Hurt Business. Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. They probably need a fourth member. They probably bring Will Ospreay, Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, or Ricochet into the group, and that group will be dominant. But you can tell laying out with Swerve and Prince Nana laid out in the mat due to the Hurt Business doing what they did tonight. All right, that ends the AEW Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we talk about this. We're hearing that Liv Morgan was a guest on Logan Paul's podcast. Liv Morgan revealed that she signed a 5-year deal with WWE. The current women's champion of Raw, the women's world champion, will compete in Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia to see if she's the dominant diva in WWE, dominant female wrestler. When she takes on Nia Jax, her counterpart from SmackDown, the women's champion. And to see who is the crown jewel women's champion. And we'll see how that crown jewel going to go. And also, Liv revealed that if she does have a kid, she's done with WWE. She's going to focus on becoming a mom. And Liv Morgan making it seem that way. Signed 5 year deal, so I think we'll probably see her have a kid in the next 5 years or so. Speaking of that, Rikishi making another case for another son. You know, Rikishi made a case for his son Jay not losing the Continental Champion, not being pushed, and now Rikishi saying that it's time for WWE to give Solo a run with the WWE Championship. I mean, it makes sense, but Solo keep losing and stuff, so Rikishi really don't have nothing to stand on that. I understand, but hey, that's how it be. Well, this is the part right here, the AEW Championship, saying that someone disproved that the champion don't need to hold titles for a year to have an effective reign that create positive moment for the company. Okay, this has been champion since this year, 2024. We see Samoa Joe kicked off as beat the champion, Swerve, and now Barry Bryanson, and now John Moxley. So, I mean, they kind of make a point, but hey, we'll hear wrestling looks back and see what's going to go down, what happened. Oh, we'll see. All right. We also can report this about Rhea Ripley. WWE has reported that Rhea Ripley had her bone is out. She's out for an undisclosed injury. You see right here, X-rays right here. Rhea Ripley receiving X-rays. Ooh, man, Rhea Ripley. Ooh, it's just we wish her well and a long recovery. Rhea Ripley out indefinitely. She'll probably be out until probably Royal Rumble. We'll see. Rhea Ripley come back stronger than ever and stuff. All right, that's gonna do it for the Pro Wrestling Show. We're gonna leave you with the Hurt Business, laying out Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana in the middle of the ring. What does this mean? We'll see for the Hurt Business in AEW. Bobby Lashley make his debut. Thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kenny Dick, saying so long. We'll see you Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.